Welcome to the TheFallenState. I am Jesse Lee Peterson. Thank you all so much for being with me. Remember, you can become a member of TheFallenState.tv right there on the YouTube channel and on locals.com. You can support us both ways. I do appreciate it. And don't forget, if you haven't already tried, check Punchy's Coffee. I have my own coffee now. What the? Check out Punchy's Coffee. Good. And every dime of it goes back to the nonprofit organization P.A.I.N to help us to do what we're doing here. Thank you in advance. I have with me Flindt Andersen, and Flindt is the founder and executive director of the nonprofit organization P.A.I.N, Parents and Addicts in Need. And Flindt, thank you so much for coming on.
Jesse, thanks for having me. I really appreciate it.
I appreciate that. I saw some interviews about you or with you, and I know that you guys are working with drug addicts and things like that, right?
Yes.
How long you been doing that?
Since 2009.
And what made you decide to do that? It's not an easy thing to do, for the most part.
No.
What made you decide to do that?
I didn't want to do it. I got clean and sober in 2001 and waited 8 years and had a business, and all of a sudden somebody asked me to come and speak to a group of kids one day, and I said, okay, I'll do it. And the next thing you know, I had parents calling me saying, can you help me with my kid? Can you help me with my son, my daughter, my aunt, my uncle? And so in 2009 we started the nonprofit, and it's just evolved since then.
That's how it works. And when you say you got clean and sober, are you saying you used drugs at one time?
I did.
And what kind?
Opiates.
Really? That's a white man's drug.
It used to be.
What is it now?
It's everybody's drug now.
Really? What is it about opiate that people like so much?
Look, I've heard two statements in the years past, and most of these have come from kids that have normally tried either heroin or especially fentanyl. One of them is, I have seen God, and I never want to not feel like this again.
Really?
Because it's that good.
It makes you feel that good?
It makes you feel that good. Yeah.
So it makes you feel you have no troubles at all?
Zero. Absolutely zero, until the troubles begin.
Yeah.
Right. But mine was a little different, because I had a series of surgeries as a kid and into my adulthood. And I've had like over 30 of them. So my opioid receptors were, I don't want to say deranged, but they were kind of mixed up from day one. So when that opiate hits that receptor, that's our pleasure receptor. So now I associated all pleasure with opioids. And so when you fall into that trap, because you're going to become dependent on that drug, dependent on it. Not addicted to it yet. But
do you come dependent on it without knowing you dependent on it? Oh, okay, go ahead.
Yes. You can become dependent on the drug in anywhere from 5 to 10 days. That means if the doctor has given you 20 pills, right, for a knee injury, and you take one every 6 hours as prescribed.
Right.
And then you take the second one in 6 hours. And then you take the third one in the other 6 hours. By the fourth or fifth one, that pill's not having the same effect on you.
Yeah.
The potency.
Yeah.
So now you double them up.
Right.
Right? So now you double them up. So now you're taking double the dose, right? So by the time you get rid of that 20, you're going, okay, I might be in a little trouble here. And I'm not saying everybody turns into a drug addict at that point, because they don't, right? Because they don't. And I'm going to put it to you in these terms. I spoke at a function one time where there were doctors. And one of the doctors who was sitting there was talking about his prescribing practices. Because every doctor has a prescribing practice. And what do I mean by that? If you have a knee injury, one doctor may prescribe 20 pills. Another doctor may prescribe 40. Another may prescribe 240, the legal limit for a month. Every doctor is different in prescribing.
Right.
So I told the doctor, I said, listen, why don't we do this? Why don't we do a little test? I said, I'm going to walk into your office every day, and I'm going to give you 8 Vicodin to take, because that's the legal limit we can take. and I'm going to do it for 30 days in a row. And on the 31st day, I'm going to walk into your office and not give you any more. And I just smiled.
I bet.
Right? And he was like, yeah, I get it. He gets it.
Is the doctor aware? Do they tell the patient, hey, you could easily become addicted to this? Do they warn you?
They've gotten better at it.
Oh.
Let's put it that way.
Were you warned that you become addicted?
In the early days, no, not at all.
They didn't tell you at all?
Not at all.
And did they know you could become addicted?
Absolutely.
But why didn't they tell you?
Who knows?
Oh. How old were you at the time?
Well, I got clean at 45, but prior to that, look, there's a side to doctors also that they're decent human beings, and they don't want their patients to hurt, right? But they have to be more vigilant in determining what medicines to give somebody. They just have to be. But it's also based on charts. It's based on insurance companies. It's based on a number of different things that they're going to give you a certain drug because the hospital requires it. It's again, I don't want to say it's a money-driven thing, but it is
a money thing.
But it is.
It's a money thing.
Yeah, it is.
So you started at what age?
I basically started, I was one of those guys that kind of liked everything to begin with, right? And, but it really hit in my early 20s.
Really? And so were you taking other things prior to the opioid?
Yes.
Oh, I see.
Yes.
Like what, for example?
Cocaine.
Cocaine?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, not really.
Not really.
And so once you started with which made you feel better, the cocaine or the opioid?
The opiates.
Oh, it did?
Oh, yeah, most definitely.
And once you started that, did you stop the cocaine?
I did.
Oh, amazing. Huh?
Well, they're two different chemical drugs.
Right. Yeah.
Right? So one's not gonna really have that effect. Look, we're all kind of predetermined what drug suits us.
Okay.
Right? Some people like alcohol. Some people won't touch an opiate under any circumstances.
Right.
It's that kind of deal.
One other thing about that, the opioid addiction. At what point did you? Oh, let me ask this first. When the doctor prescribed that for you, and it was time for a refill, would you just go to the drugstore to get a refill, or would you have to see the doctor before you could get a refill?
In those days, it was just you would just call the refill into the pharmacy. The pharmacy would call the doctor. They'd okay it. In those days, it was no problem getting refills.
It's like that now. I don't know what they're doing with the opioid per se, but I know so many people I've spoken to, they get refilled for sometime a year or two before they see the doctor over. All they do is call the pharmacy. If the pharmacy needs to ask the doctor, they call the doctor. And you never see the doctor.
But not for opiates.
Oh, not for opiates.
No.
Oh, good.
That train's left the station.
And so at what point did you realize you were addicted? When you just you knew for sure that you were addicted?
Oh, into my late 20s and early 30s.
And what made you realize that then?
Because I was always chasing it. I always had to have it. Because with opioids, they have a relatively short life, so you have to dose yourself again, depending on how much you're using,
right.
You have to dose yourself every certain hours. So I could tell I was better than a clock. So if I took a pill at 12 o'clock noon, I knew by 2:35 in the afternoon, I'm starting to feel the withdrawal, so I need to take another one.
Wow.
Right. So that's called chasing the high.
Yeah, absolutely. What did you do when you realized how addicted you were to it? You just stayed with it?
I just stayed with it. Yeah.
And why?
There's an enormous fear involved when you're going to give up something you love. And we do. I call it the drug love affair.
Right.
We all have it. Those of us that wind up in long-term usage, we have that love affair with it. And so when people say, well, just stop using, well, think about it. It's not only can you not stop because of the physical withdrawals
right.
that you're getting from it, you also can't stop because this is a behavioral issue as well. It's what time we get up, what time do we take it, what do we use it with? Do we snort it? Do we smoke it? Do we inject it? Do we roll it up in a $100 bill? Do we keep it in a sock drawer? Do we keep it over here? Do we keep it under our car? That's behavioral stuff, okay? Even as far as, okay, I'm going to go to a Dodger game, all right? Okay, well, I better, I'm going to make sure now that I've got at least 30 pills so I can get through that Dodger game, right? So, and the number one reason why we don't get clean from opiates is simply because of the withdrawal symptoms.
That's the number one reason?
Number one reason. They are beyond brutal. They are beyond brutal. They are, it's almost, you almost can't explain it, what you go through. Now, there's kind of a misnomer out there. You really can't die from an opioid withdrawal.
You can or you can't?
You cannot.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, a benzodiazepine like Valium or Xanax, yes, you can die from those withdrawals. You can have a seizure from those drugs. You can have a seizure from alcohol, and yeah, you can have a seizure from opiates too. But you think you're going to die. And I say that again. I've never been able to give the proper explanation on withdrawal symptoms, except for people to watch one movie. And that movie is called The Basketball Diaries.
Oh, okay.
With Leonardo DiCaprio.
Oh, okay.
And it's a true story. When these guys were young actors. And it was about a group of teens in New York that played high school basketball that became heroin addicts. And DiCaprio does a couple of scenes in there where he goes through withdrawal symptoms. And it is as spot on as I've ever seen.
Right on.
Yeah. So,
amazing.
yeah.
And so, when you were, let me ask this. So I read and heard too that a lot of people, they die from overdoses. Right?
Correct.
Is that become the overdose or what made them die?
Well, again, look, you don't see too many overdoses off of, let's say, a pharmaceutical opioid, such as a Vicodin or Norco or Percocet, the legitimate ones. What they're dying off of today is called an M30 pill. It is a blue pill that has the letter M stamped on one side and the number 30 on the other.
Okay.
Those are fake pills.
Oh, I see.
Those are the pills that are coming in across the border.
Yes.
Right?
Oh, that makes sense.
Right. Now, there are also fake Xanax pills out there because this is a topic this country has not even addressed, not even touched, not even sniffed yet, is the Xanax problem. It's been around for the last 30 years, and kids have died because they will make fake Xanax pills and put the fentanyl in those as well.
Oh, I see. That's amazing. Why haven't people dealt with the Xanax issue?
Again, Jesse, what do we follow? The money.
Yeah, that's so true. So what type of damage did you bring on in yourself, in your life, when you were addicted to all that? And did it destroy marriages or relationships and stuff like that?
It did not destroy my marriage. I'm still married to the same lady.
Right on.
Yeah, we'll be 46 years in July. It did cause some damage. Of course it did.
Right.
You know,
of course.
Financially and some of those things, but we recovered from that.
Right on.
You know, did it damage some relationships? Of course it did. You know, but it's like what we say in recovery is nobody wants to hear this anymore. They want to see it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And when they see it, you're not wrong.
Why did your wife put up with it while you were going through that? Why did she stay?
Her and I we've known each other since we were 16. We just have that relationship.
Oh, okay.
I don't even know how to explain it.
Right.
I really don't. She's just a wonderful lady who, she's just it.
Amazing. You have children?
I do. I have 2 sons.
And were they born at the time?
Yes.
How did they deal with their father being addicted?
They weren't happy guys.
They were not?
They were not happy guys.
And you knew they were not happy?
I did.
And how did you feel about that? And why did that make you stop?
You know, the thing of it is again, when one is facing that challenge of stopping something that you know is going to hurt you,
Right.
it makes it 10 times harder to do. And I think, Jesse, seriously, I was blessed. I think God just blessed me and said, I've got more for you. I got more in store for you. I think it's as simple as that. I don't have to overcomplicate this. You know what I mean?
Right, absolutely.
It's just that simple. But again, with my sons, two wonderful young men, you know, that I got a great relationship with them today. It's again, I was blessed. That's the only way I can do it. Now, was that part of giving back, right, and starting this nonprofit? I don't know. You know, like I said, I never really wanted to do this. I never had it on my resume.
Yeah.
But I kind of wound up being pretty good at it.
Nice. So then you went through the withdrawal period, and what made you decide to go through it, and what was it like for you going through that?
The last time I went through it, I was actually at Betty Ford.
Oh, okay.
I had a friend of mine who's my best friend who said, "You got one last shot at this."
Right.
And in those days, the detox process was pretty brutal. All right, it's not like the medications that we have today.
Right.
You know, so I was basically a walking zombie for about 2 weeks, for about 2.5 weeks, and then after that, of course, it takes many more months and sometimes years for everything to regain. Everything to get back again. And what do I mean by that? Opiates, they wipe out our serotonin levels. They wipe out our dopamine levels. So our brains now are screwy because those two things just go away. And they cut our maturity level in half. This is a big one. So when you're dealing with a 45-year-old opiate user, you're dealing with a 22-year-old.
Oh, okay.
When you're dealing with a 20-year-old opiate user, you're dealing with a 10-year-old. And when you start noticing the behavior, it all makes sense. So that's why, also in 2010, 1 year later, I started our family support meetings for parents. Just the parents and the loved ones. It has nothing to do with their loved one that's using.
Right.
Because there are other meetings out there around the country like Al-Anon, and I like Al-Anon, okay, I do. But in Al-Anon, everybody sits around in a circle, and one person talks, and then the next person talks, and the next person talks, and I'm sitting there going, this ain't working.
What the?
Right? So we crosstalk, we throw it out there. I'm there every Wednesday night. I don't mince my words. I let parents know, hey, this is where you should be right now with this. This is what you ought to be doing. Don't do that. Don't do this. Do this.
Oh, okay.
Okay?
When you were going through the withdrawal, did you become grumpy and
Very.
and mean and the people? How would they deal with you when you're in that mood?
Well, again, that was while I was in the treatment facility.
Right, that's what I'm asking.
Right.
How would they would lock you down, hold you down?
They
How would they deal with you?
No, because they gave me enough medications that actually would just kind of calm the body down.
Oh, I see.
Right, and then it would calm the brain down to a certain degree, right? And then again, there's a lot of that probably the last, I don't know, or the first week, I really don't remember too much at all,
Right.
to be honest with you.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, it was just like, because you reach a point where, and I don't care, everybody's different, but you reach a point where you go, I'm either going to do this or I'm not.
Right.
And this is how I put it to folks. I have another run in me. I don't have another recovery in me.
Amazing.
Because it's too hard.
When did you know you were free from it? You were done with it, period. If somebody put it on your table for dinner, you wouldn't touch it. When did you, are you at that point?
Long time ago.
And how did you know for sure you were done?
How did I know I was done? Because I was taught one thing by this lady. And it's been valuable to me for a lot of years. She said, when you are in that state, she said, I want you to take a picture in your head of what that looks like. And the picture can be everybody's own little picture. What does that look like with that drug sitting in front of me, or what is it going to look like after I take the drug, right? And that picture is of my wife and my 2 sons with the looks on their faces going, he did it again.
Amazing. When you were high, when you would be high and your kids would say, Dad, why, or whatever, they were disappointed in you, what did that feel like knowing that? Did you get mad at them for being disappointed or the way they treated you? What did it feel like knowing here you are, daddy drug addict, and your sons, and your wife, but especially your sons, are looking to you for leadership and you're not able to provide? What was that like being high in front of your kids like that?
You know, again, I'm talking about a long time ago now, right?
Okay.
Right? So it's those are some of the things that you deal with. They're going to come your way. They're going to come your way. So you deal with it. And again, once again, you either move on from it or you don't.
But at the time, do you feel like a disappointed father?
Well, of course.
I'm letting my family down.
Absolutely.
And then, and in that disappointment, would that make you use more opiate?
Could, yeah.
Amazing, huh?
Yeah.
What? No.
It's a merry-go-round.
Yeah. You so you started taking it because of the physical pain, or did you have other issues going on inside of you?
No, physical pain.
Just the physical pain. Only.
Physical pain, yeah.
Do you have anger?
Yeah, we all have anger.
You do? You have anger?
I know where you're going with this.
What?
Go ahead.
You know what? What did you say?
I said, I know where you're going with this.
And how do you know where I'm going with it?
Because I've heard you say it to another guest on your show.
Oh, amazing. And so you do have anger.
Hmm?
And why do you hold on to it?
I try not to.
And why do you hold on to it?
I don't know.
You don't know? Do you want to drop it?
Yeah.
Why don't you just drop it?
Okay.
No, why don't you?
Okay.
Okay, what?
Okay, I'll drop it.
Drop it now.
I'll drop it right now.
Why have you held on to it right now?
I'm not holding on to any anger right at the moment.
But it's in there, right?
Well, sure it is.
Why not get rid of it, period, so it would never be there again?
Okay.
Do you know how to do it?
Well, again, I've heard the conversation this morning.
Yeah.
Okay.
You just heard the conversation.
I did.
Here.
I did.
Do you have perfect peace?
No.
Are you a Christian?
I am.
And being a Christian, why don't you have perfect peace if you're a Christian?
I have no idea.
Do you want perfect peace?
I don't know if I do or not.
Oh, you don't know if you want perfect peace?
I don't know. Yeah.
You like your misery?
No. Perfect peace and misery are two separate issues.
Right, that's what I'm asking.
Right, two separate issues.
The only reason
because I'm not miserable.
The only reason people don't have perfect peace because they love their thrills, they love their misery.
Mm-hmm.
So have you heard me say how you can have perfect peace?
I have.
And what did I say?
Well, again, well, maybe not. No, maybe not that piece of it. I didn't hear with her this morning.
Right.
Yeah. No. So tell me.
You got to forgive your mother because she.
That's right. You did say that. I did hear that.
And will you go and forgive her?
My mom's passed, but I already have.
Oh, you did?
Yes, sir.
And what made you realize you needed to forgive her?
Because again, as the older we get, I look back and I look at things with my mom or my dad. And guess what? There was no parenting manual for them.
Absolutely. So you forgave your father too?
Absolutely, I did.
And you went and apologized to your children and your wife for letting them down. Mm-hmm. Does your wife obey you?
Oh, we're not going to go down that road. I've been married 46 years, man. Okay, I've been married for 46 years for a reason.
And so, does she obey you?
Again, look, if you're going down the road of being biblical, okay, she's a biblical woman.
And so does she obey you?
It just depends what you want to classify as obey.
No, it's just a question. I don't have a classification at all. I just want to know, does she obey you?
But again, okay? Obey that's a loaded word.
What do you mean?
Well, again, so if I say, honey, would you move the chair from there to there? I mean, part of that, somebody could go, yeah, okay, did she obey you? Right? Now, she'll move the chair if I ask her to. I'll move the chair if she asks me to.
Right.
Right? It goes both ways.
Right.
It goes both ways.
And so does she obey you?
Yes.
She does? Amazing. Why was it hard to say yes right away?
It wasn't hard, again, because I look at words and I see those words, and there's always another meaning somewhere.
Right.
Okay? Always another meaning somewhere. So I wanted just to dissect it a little bit, all right? Because again, obey could be something brutal. Some guy could tell his wife, I don't know, you need to do this. Obey me. Well, I don't know anybody in the world that's going to obey that.
I want to ask you this because every time I ask married people, married men, does your wife obey you? Or I ask the woman, do you obey your husband? They automatically think of it as a negative thing. Why is that?
I don't
Especially a Christian. I can understand why secular, non-Christian people
Sure.
think. But why do Christians automatically think of obey as a negative?
Yeah, I don't know. I honestly don't know.
And why did you think of it as a negative?
I didn't think of it as a negative. Again, there are more than one meaning to certain words, right? And it's in the delivery of what you're asking someone to do. You could ask somebody to do something in a rough voice, or you could ask somebody to do something in a nice voice, right? So either way, you're asking somebody to obey you. But if you're asking somebody in a rough voice to obey you, I guarantee you, brother, they ain't going to do it.
So when you ask your wife to do something, and do you say it with your nice voice or your manly voice?
I usually say it with my nice voice.
You do? And why not your manly voice?
Why should I have to?
Because that's why.
What do I have to
gave
prove
you.
to her?
Because you're not trying to prove anything.
Right.
You just use your manly voice, your authority voice.
Hey, my
that
voice
God
is
gave you.
my voice is my voice.
But why use your nice voice?
I don't know.
How do you deal with the hell in your wife when it comes out of her?
How do I deal with the what?
The hell in your wife.
She doesn't have it.
She doesn't have it?
Uh-uh.
And so she never get angry or out of control or
No.
anything?
Uh-uh.
Amazing.
Yeah, it is amazing.
That's amazing.
It is amazing.
Amazing. One other question about that. When God told the wife to obey your husband, do you think he had different meanings about it? Did it mean that his word meant something else?
Again, I'm not quite sure, to be honest with you. I think, again, whenever God speaks, at least in my opinion,
Right.
it's out of respect and it's out of love.
So why don't you do it that way and
I
not
do.
worried about what somebody else think about it?
I'm not worried about what anybody else thinks.
I mean, but you would be concerned your wife, if you told your wife, get up and make me some breakfast, right? And you use your nice voice because if you use your manly voice, she's going to take it the wrong way, right?
No.
You wouldn't take it the wrong way?
No, she wouldn't necessarily
So
take
why
it.
you use your nice voice then?
That's
a beta voice. Beta.
So what's your point?
You got to use your manly voice.
I do.
But not the nice voice.
And I use the nice voice as well.
It's sex. Do you deal with people who are addicted to sex too, or just drugs?
No, just drugs.
Do you know if a sex addict situation is the same as a drug addict? Do they feel the same thing? And
I have no idea.
isn't that an interesting question?
Yeah, it is.
I'm gonna have to interview someone that deal with sex addicts and drug addicts to see, or maybe a sex drug addict person.
Yeah.
Because I often wonder, do a sex addict feel the same thing that a drug addict felt? And then when they try to overcome it, it's the withdrawal the same.
All right.
Will you talk to some in your program?
Well, I do what?
Talk to some sex addicts?
No, because we don't deal with them.
Oh, you don't?
Not at all.
And why not?
Because it's strictly drugs and alcohol.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah.
Have you seen people overcome that you work with, overcome their drugs and stuff like that?
Yeah, absolutely.
And you have?
Uh-huh.
Nice. And some don't.
Some don't.
And how does that situation turn out?
Usually not very well, to be honest with you, because there is still a certain amount of work that people individually have to do in this in order to maintain their sobriety, right? We can lead people to wherever we need to lead them. But again, when you're talking about recovery, it is a long process.
All right.
It is not short term. It normally takes at least 2 to 4 years before you even start to feel normal again.
Oh, I see.
Right?
Yeah.
Where we fail as a society is in the treatment end of it, because we're not providing the proper treatment for people today. We have an enormous fentanyl problem, right?
Yeah.
Enormous. It's beyond enormous.
I hear about it all. Yeah.
Okay. It's beyond enormous.
Yeah.
And we don't have enough places to help the people that want to get off of it.
Oh, I see. Have you tried to meet with Donald Trump to ask for help?
I have not. I would love to sit with President Trump.
You should do it. He'll help you.
I would love to sit with him.
Because he knows the situation. I hear it everywhere. I bet you he would work with you.
You know, listen, I would like nothing more, to be honest with you.
You should do it.
Because where we're at with this thing is treatment breaks down basically into 2 different categories. Those with a PPO insurance and those with a governmental aid insurance. And the people with the PPO insurances, most people can't afford those.
Right.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
That's number one.
Yeah.
The PPO insurance companies, they will take a minimum of 4 months to pay the treatment center a nickel of the money that's been billed. 4 months.
Amazing.
Governmental aid insurance is even worse. Private treatment centers will not even take Medi-Cal clients because our government does not pay enough for that treatment center to stay in business. So now you're not helping anybody.
That's amazing. Tell the people what PPO.
It's the letters for the top of the end insurance.
Oh, okay.
Is what it is. Aetna, Anthem Blue Cross, that type of thing.
Okay, because a lot of people don't know what that means.
Correct. But the other one, so it's talk about Medi-Cal or Calviva or Medicaid, right?
So if a person is on Medi-Cal, Medicaid, and all that, would Medicaid, Medicare cover the drug problem, like help the treatment? They won't even pay for it?
They pay such a minimal amount.
Oh, I see.
That the treatment centers can't
afford it.
They can't afford it. They can't stay in business.
That's amazing. You need to see Trump.
I'd love to.
You give it a try. You'll be surprised.
I will.
Really?
No, I'm okay.
Since the president closed down the border, because I know a lot of those drugs are coming across the border, have you seen a change in the amount of drug coming through? Are you aware of that?
Look, there's a small decrease. I do see numbers, and I see some of this stuff, but I want to put it in perspective. So how everybody understands this, even by listening to the podcast this morning, China sends the precursor of the product to Mexico.
Right, I've heard
okay,
that.
That's basically the ingredients. Then Mexico puts the ingredients into fake pills and then powder and then gets it over the border. All right. There are cartels in all 50 states.
Yeah.
Right? They're everywhere.
Yeah.
So when you and I love DEA, law enforcement. I've worked with them. They're great people. Their hands have been tied for so long. But they're starting to crack down more and more. But here's the point I'm getting at. When we hear of a bust that says, okay, we stopped 1 million pills from coming over the border today.
Right.
Right? If you were to take a semi-truck and trailer, right? 40-foot semi-truck and trailer, 1 million pills would probably only fill that much of that truck.
Amazing.
Right. So you've got all the rest of that that's still coming over the border. We're still being flooded with it.
Amazing.
Again, in my opinion, it's going to take almost an act of war
I don't know. You're right. There's so much money involved, and so many people have their hands in the money jar. I don't know if it'll ever end, to be honest.
I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to see it in my lifetime.
Right.
To be honest with you.
Amazing.
I really don't.
Because of time, I want to ask you a couple other questions about being a Christian. Why are you a Christian?
One simple reason. Okay, gave my life to Christ. He forgave me.
Right on.
And here I am.
And if you don't have perfect peace, what good is it doing you to be a Christian?
It's called faith.
Meaning what?
Meaning I have faith in Him. So whatever comes my way, He already knows it's coming my way.
Right.
And He's got me.
But He wants you to have perfect peace right here on earth, right? That's why He sent His Son, so that you may have perfect peace. Mm-hmm. Why not accept perfect peace?
Oh, I can accept it.
So why don't you then?
I do. I mean, I can accept the perfect peace, but again, I don't know, right? This is out of my educational system, I guess. This is, to ask a question like that is, it's an unanswerable question.
Do you think it's possible, though, to have perfect peace while you live?
I do not.
Oh, you don't?
I don't.
And why not? If God said...
Because He wants us to come back to Him for everything, good, bad, whatever it is,
but
to depend on Him.
Perfect peace from.
Well, of course, and when then you go to Him, you do have that perfect peace.
No, but He wants you to live that way daily.
Well, of course He does.
So why don't you do it?
Well, we're all trying.
No, you.
I do try.
Try to have perfect peace?
I do try.
One other thing about that. Do you create your own thoughts?
Sure.
You create your own thoughts?
Sure.
And how do you do that?
I couldn't tell you. That's like getting into my psyche. You want to go down that road?
And so how do you know you create them if you can't tell me how you do it?
I can't answer that.
So then why do you think you create them then?
Again, that's out of my league.
Oh, that is?
Yeah, that's out of my league, Jesse.
Is it possible you do not create them?
It could be.
Oh. And you never examine yourself to see where they come, because they make you do the things you don't want to do. They make you think the way you don't want to think. And if you created them, why would you create thoughts that would bring you misery?
Again, that's like a $2 billion question right there.
Why haven't you, at your age, examined that to see what's going on with that?
Again, great question. Who knows why I haven't? You know, I mean, again, I can't, if I had the answer, I would be more than happy to give you that answer. More than happy to. But I don't know.
But you don't even examine yourself to find out why or where they come from, or why is it I listen to them? Why do they make me do all these things I don't want to do, and they prevent me doing the things I want to do? You don't even seem to be examining that to try to understand. Why not?
Well, again, look, I think this. My life is pretty good, for all intent and purposes. My life is.
So you're satisfied?
Yeah, because again, God's the one that gave me this life.
And when you say this, you mean like your physical life is good?
Yeah.
This where you live, what you have, and stuff like that.
And my soul. Look, I got one person to report to. That's it. And it's not my wife.
But your soul is not at peace.
You know what? My soul and where I know I'm going, I'm at extreme peace with that.
Where you going?
When He takes me, I'm going with Him.
And how do you know that for sure?
I just know it. It's called faith.
Now that we have mentioned the thoughts and you're not the creative, will you examine that, pay more attention to that now?
I'm going to give it a shot. I am. Yeah. I'd like to come back and talk to you about it at some point.
I would love that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let me know.
I will.
Absolutely. Were women created to lead or to follow?
For the most part, follow.
I'm sorry?
Follow.
They were created to follow.
Mm-hmm.
Would you ever follow a woman?
Again, it would. I don't think I would have a problem following a woman, but I'd sure have to be directed that way. Does that make sense?
No.
Look, if again, you're talking biblical here, and if you're going to just, not you, I don't mean it that way.
Right, I understand, yeah.
If you're just going to speak biblically, all right, you're expecting the answer from the Word, which the Word says, all right, that women are to follow. And it's not that I'm sitting here going, oh, I don't know how to answer the question because I'm afraid to answer the question because I'm not afraid to answer the question. I just think that it depends on the woman and where is she leading and where is she leading to. Because just to say, would you follow a woman is, again, that's a pretty blanket statement. Would you? I mean, that's a loaded question.
What do you mean by loaded?
Meaning there's many meanings to it.
Meaning like what?
Well, again, would you follow her where? It depends on what she was doing, right? I mean, again, if you're talking biblical, if she's going to be, quote, I think where you're going with this is like the man of the house kind of a thing, okay? No. But I have a wife that's a partner. And if you're asking if I'm going to follow Kamala Harris, God no. Okay? Absolutely not.
Would you follow your wife?
Yeah, I would.
You will follow your wife?
Yeah, I would.
Would you listen to her?
I do.
Really? But God said every time the man listens to the woman, he suffers.
Yeah, but where's that? Is that Old Testament, New Testament?
New.
Okay.
What do you think about that?
I don't know.
You don't know?
I don't know. Yeah, look, when I answer a question,
right,
I'm going to answer it truthfully.
Would you ever tell a woman no, that might be, I think it is new. I'm not sure about it. Oh, I knew it happened with the Adam and Eve thing. Oh, it's old because it happened during the Adam and Eve. God said to Adam, well, because you listened to that woman, you're going to suffer. And every time the man listened, that's Old Testament, just for those who are looking for in the Adam and Eve story. And every time, have you noticed that every time the man listens to the woman, he suffers? Have you noticed that?
I haven't.
Have you noticed that every time you listen to your wife, you suffer?
No.
You haven't? Would you ever tell your wife your problems?
Of course.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Why not? She's my partner. But she knows them already.
Oh, she's not your wife?
She's my wife.
But what do you mean by partner? That's what the gay people say. Why do you call your wife a partner?
She is my wife.
Right. But why do you call her a partner?
Because she's engaged in all of it with me.
Really?
Yeah.
And why would you tell her your problem knowing that she can't even have her own problems? She needs you to help her to get over her problem. Why would you tell her your problem if she can't even handle it? Knowing that women hate men when you tell them your weakness. Why would you tell your wife your problem?
Jesse, you're going down a road here, okay, that really doesn't make much sense to me.
What do you mean?
Okay, it doesn't make much sense to me. And I know you're a journalist and you're trying to get something out of this, okay? But those kinds
What am I trying to get out of it?
those kinds of questions, all right? When those just don't make any sense to me.
So it doesn't make sense that a man should not follow his wife. She follows him as he followed Christ. He talks to God about his problem, not the woman, because the woman cannot handle her own problem. She looked to the man as the man looked to Christ. That doesn't make sense?
You know what? At this particular moment, no, it doesn't.
And why not at this particular moment?
Because again, I think that these types of questions really don't have anything to do with what we were talking about beforehand. And I don't know if this is, again, I'm not mad, I'm not upset, right? But I don't know, I just don't know where you're leading with this.
But it has everything to do with what we're talking about, because a lot of men and women are suffering because that order of God is not there. So they have a lot of internal conflict, and they end up on drugs or alcohol trying to fix it, and they don't know because they're not living that order of God. Do you believe in the order of God?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. God in Christ, Christ
Yes,
in man, man
absolutely.
over woman.
Yeah.
And that order is broken in
a lot of places.
all relationship. And so it affects people when they're separated from the truth. Why do you don't think that's important to talk about right now?
Well, again, it's, I think it is, okay, it is an important topic, but it's...
And so many men and women are listening now, you're going to, and we don't talk about it, they're going to stay in their hole, but if you deal with all the hope thing, it helps some overcome it. Why don't you feel it's important to talk about it now? You said it's not important.
Probably because I was under the pretense that this type of questioning wasn't going to be here.
What do you mean?
Meaning you found us online. You came to us, right, to do a podcast and talk about addiction and talk about treatment and those kinds of things, right? And then you threw this into the mix.
So you don't deal with forgiveness and the family issues
of course we
and
do.
men and women relationships. Do you deal with that in your thing?
No, we deal with drug and alcohol addiction,
but not the causes.
Yes. The therapists, the counselors, the people that we hire, they deal with the causes.
But you don't.
I don't personally, because I don't run the day-to-day of it.
Oh, I see.
Okay? But our counselors do, our therapists do, every treatment center does.
How important it is to deal with those issues too?
Extremely important. Extremely.
But then why are you uncomfortable dealing with it now?
I'm not uncomfortable. Okay? I'm not uncomfortable dealing with it.
What is it?
Again, I just don't think that it is just, I don't know, call it appropriate for this type of conversation, because, again, I'm just going to say it doesn't fit.
But it does. We're dealing with the whole issues because, as I just said, so many people become drug addicts and all kind of stuff because they are not, especially married people, because they are not living that order. It's not working the way it should work. And they become Christians because they think becoming a Christian would cause them to overcome all these kind of issues, but it doesn't, because they're still not in that right order that God intended for us to be in.
Well, that I'm actually going to agree with you on, okay? Because again, that does come into play. Order has to be there.
Right.
Okay? It does, right? I'm sorry, go ahead.
So in your program, when you meet with the people and talk to them too, right?
I don't deal with the clients day to day. I'm the owner of the treatment facility, but I deal with the parents. I deal with...
When you say deal with, you're communicating with them?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
Go ahead.
I communicate with them. I communicate when they have somebody, if they've got a loved one that is dealing with this, and if they think I need to talk to that child, I will talk to that child about it. Okay, or the young person.
Right.
And then we get the ball rolling so we can get them into treatment and get them going.
Oh, I see. You just deal with the physical aspect. You don't necessarily deal with the state of mind and emotion.
That's our staff that does that.
Oh, I see. So you don't know much about forgiveness and dealing with the family and stuff because you don't deal with those things.
I don't deal with them with the folks that are at our treatment center. Right. My staff deals with them.
I got you.
That's why we hire staff to do that.
Why isn't forgiveness of the family a part of your program?
No matter what we talk about, forgiveness is a huge part of it. But define forgiveness, and from whom? From the parent to the addict, or the addict to the parent?
Well, first of all, it's the addict forgiving the parents, especially the mother, for screwing them up, turning them away from their fathers, imposing their you know how women impose their will on the children. Because of their jealousy of the father, they secretly turn the children against the father. and then the mothers recreate the children their image, and then they become drug addicts and everything else. And so I'm wondering, do you encourage them? And it sounds like because you don't deal with that, you don't personally do it. Do you encourage them to go and forgive their mothers for turning them away from their fathers, which bring on the conflict?
That I have no idea what they talk about.
Oh, okay.
I have no idea what they talk about when they're in a session or where they're between their counselor or their therapist or whoever it is. Look. There's faith-based programs. There's non-faith-based. But when you're dealing with 12-step programs, right? AA, those types of things. Those are all faith-based.
Amazing.
They're all faith-based.
But yet you don't deal with forgiveness of the parents.
Again, no.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I asked you if you would follow a woman. I forgot what you said. I'm black and slow. Would you, as a man, a Christian man especially, would you ever follow a woman?
But what woman? What are you talking?
Any woman, period.
My wife.
You would follow your wife?
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Isn't that like amazing?
I guess.
That's amazing. Did you vote for the Great White Hope?
I did.
And why?
Change.
We need it. Huh?
We need it.
A lot of people pretending like they're unhappy with the tariff thing that he's bringing on. They're unhappy. What do you say to those people that act like they're mad at the Great White Hope?
Just wait.
I know, me too.
Right?
I'm
Just
like,
wait.
wait, you'll see.
You'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's exactly it.
I wish that he could run for at least 10 more years.
There's a lot of people that do, actually.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
My dream team is Donald Trump, Netanyahu, and Putin.
That's funny. That's funny.
What do you think about that?
That's all right. Yeah.
Isn't that amazing?
I'm telling you, Netanyahu. I love the guy.
Me too.
Yeah.
I love Putin too because Putin, he runs things.
Yeah.
He ain't afraid.
They're not afraid.
We need those type of people to run the world. You know what I mean? Because they don't try to control you. They just do what a man should do. They take care of business.
Yeah. They're taking care of business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're not caring about what you call them or
Right.
how you feel about it because they know in the long run what they're doing is going to benefit you too.
Yeah.
You just don't know it.
Right.
Isn't that amazing?
Right. Look, we don't need backslapping anymore.
Right.
Right. We don't need it. We need somebody just taking charge. They're doing it. He's doing it, and I'm happy with it.
Making America great again.
Making it great again.
You love white people?
You know what? I do. I love white people. I love black. I love all people. I really do. I was very blessed to be raised in a family that taught me that.
And you do love white people?
Yeah.
Really? What do you think about the attack that white people are going through right now? They're blamed for everything.
Mm-hmm.
Especially white men. Mm-hmm. They are being called all kinds of names, racist, stupid names. That's not true. In South Africa, there's a genocide happening to the white people, and except for Trump, no one cared because it happened to the white people, and it's happening in America, and it's growing into what happened in South Africa. White people in America being raped, robbed, killed, whatever. No one seemed to care.
Right.
What do you think about the attack upon white men and white people, and what should be done about it before it get down the road, all the way down the road like it did in South Africa?
First of all, I obviously I'm not happy at it at all.
Yeah.
Not at all. Because again, if I look at it from a personal standpoint, right, and I do, okay,
right on.
That's not me. That's not me.
Yeah.
That's not how I was raised. That's just not me. So when I'm reading things and going through things, yes, I do. I get that little bit of disgust.
Yes.
All right? Because it's and again, Jesse, it goes a lot back to us getting older, right? Give me some peace.
Yeah.
Right? Because life is too short for all this nonsense.
All this mess.
It's a mess.
A real mess.
Okay?
What's wrong with the blacks?
Well, again, we could sit here and go entitlement.
Yep.
Okay? They're owed everything. Blah, blah, blah. The list goes on and on and on and on, right? But as I look out over the country, there are plenty of everybody else that's in that same category.
Nowadays.
Right?
Absolutely.
You bet.
What a mess.
It's a mess.
Most people, and I talked about this on my radio show, most all cultures now are getting this black fatigue thing. They sick of the blacks. They don't want to be bothered with them anymore. In Louisiana, the white people broke away from the blacks. They started their own thing, own government and everything. I think white people need to do that in America before it's too late, to break away from the blacks, start their own government, their own police force, their own constitution, and don't let those blacks cross the line. Isn't that a good idea before it's too late?
You know what, look.
Is that I don't want to put words in my mouth.
No. But
is that a good idea?
Let me just say it in these terms, right?
Yeah.
Revolution is not always bad. There has got to come a point where if this stuff isn't handled and handled quickly, there is going to be civil war.
That's why I'm trying to prevent the Civil War by saying, hey, look, the blacks are not going to change. It ain't coming. White people need to do it now, move away in their own country. Don't move out the country, but start like they did in Louisiana, start your own area and don't let them in.
Right.
And if they call you racist, it won't matter because you have your own government.
Right.
You have your own police, you have your own everything. So why should they do it now before we get to a civil war? We don't have to have one if the white people take a stand. Why are the whites so afraid of the blacks? Why don't they just say, I'm not your problem. Your problem is you hate your mama and you're yearning for your father. That's where the anger coming from. I have nothing to do. Why don't the white people just say that?
You know, again, I can't speak for all whites, obviously. I think they're afraid.
Of what?
I think people are afraid to say anything because they're tired of the same old stuff.
But as long as they don't speak up, it's going to only get worse.
That's true too. Okay, that's true
But if they
as
spoke
well.
up, there's a chance things would change.
Yeah.
I've been saying that for 35 years now.
Yeah.
On my radio, in my books, in my writing.
Right.
I'm like, white people, speak up. You're not guilty for any of this mess.
Right.
It's not true. You had nothing to do with slavery. You had nothing to do with black.
Right.
But white people won't say it.
Good question.
Are you afraid to tell the blacks the truth? How the cow ate the cabbage?
Well, I mean, I'm sure there are some that are.
How about you?
No, not particularly.
Right on.
No.
You from the old school.
I'm old school.
Right on, man.
You know.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I got to put you on the hot seat.
What's the hot seat?
You're about to find out. I need you to answer these questions. Oh, let me ask, do you have fear?
Not much.
Yeah, some?
Maybe a little bit. Sure.
Drop your anger so the fear can disappear, right?
Yeah.
Forgive your mother, forgive your father, and let it go. So I need you to answer these questions as quickly as possible. All right?
The hot seat.
Should we make dual citizenship illegal?
Yes.
What is a man?
Man is one who follows God.
Is the earth flat or round?
Round.
Round?
Uh-huh.
You sure about
I
that?
had to go with that one.
Do you tremble knowing the white population might become the minority one day?
No.
You don't tremble?
No.
I do. That's the worst thing that can happen to America. Just for the record.
Yeah.
Should we give black people reparations?
No.
Which is worse, abortion or slavery?
Abortion.
True or false, America is the best country on this side of heaven.
Absolutely.
Should I asked you this already, but I ask again. Should we keep Trump in office for another term?
If we could.
True or false? When she's crying, she's lying.
Oh. In my world, it's false.
What? What is?
As you said, if she's crying, she's lying.
I said when she's crying.
When she's crying, she's lying.
Right. True or false?
In my world, false.
Really? Should we ever call a woman fat? Is it okay to call a woman fat?
Oh, now you're getting into wording again. Now you're getting into wording again. Look, I'm sorry, I didn't answer that very quickly, did I? My decency says no.
So is it ever okay to call a woman fat? Your decency said no?
Yeah. But then again, look, you want honesty? Because there's times when, yeah, they are fat.
Should we ever is it okay to tell the woman she's fat?
In private or public?
Is it ever okay to call a woman fat?
Then I would say yes.
Amazing. True or false, sending your kids to a public school is child abuse?
Yes.
What is a woman?
Also made in the image of God.
Should men play in women's sports?
Should men play in women's sports?
Right.
No.
Should women play in men's sports?
No.
Amazing. Did you have fun?
I did.
Thank you. Thank you for taking on the hot seat.
Absolutely.
I appreciate it.
No problem.
Tell the folks how to get to your website, your books, or whatever you want to do. Speaking to that camera.
Great. So you can contact us at P.A.I.N, acronym for Parents and Addicts in Need, PAINnonprofit.org. You can always reach out to, you can call us at 559-579-1551.
Repeat that a little slower.
559-579-1551. We're based out of Fresno, California. Like I said, we deal a lot with addiction. We've got some other stuff coming up, Jesse, that I'd maybe like to talk to you about at some point.
Okay.
Right, that has to do with the opioid crisis.
Absolutely.
Right, and some new technology that's coming out, and we're going to be one of the first treatment centers in the country to actually implement it.
Amazing.
And so at some point, I'd love to be able to come on and talk about that.
Know.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So yeah, again, we're Facebook, Instagram, we're on all of it. So.
Right on.
Yeah.
Amazing. Thank you all for tuning in. I absolutely appreciate it. Don't forget, you can support us by becoming a member now of TheFallenState.tv, right there on YouTube and whatever. And then locals.com. Check out my coffee. I have my own coffee. Punchy's Coffee. It is good. Check out all of our merch and all kinds of stuff. And every dime we get goes back to my nonprofit bond, Rebuilding the Family by Rebuilding the Man. So you're helping us to help others as you're being helped. Amazing. So if you'd like to see other people here on the show, someone you would like to see, contact my producer at TheFallenState.com/TV. Producer at FallenState. Oh yeah, that's right. I'm black. Did you know I'm black and slow? Producer at TheFallenState.tv. All right, let us hear from you. Like, follow, ring the bell. Y'all know what to do. Subscribe and all that. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. Thank you, man.
Thanks, man.
That was amazing.
That was good. That was good.